Welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Serpent. And this morning, I'm gonna come to you with a particular video that was inspired by a friend of mine on TikTok, Steph, that said, when you get into crypto, right, how do you know which exchange to get in? What do you do? How do you do it? And, some of them seem really complicated to get a hold of. What's the simplest, easiest one for beginners? And so if you are, a seasoned veteran and you've been in this game for a long time, this maybe not be for you. But if you're new and you want to get some, a little bit of a guide around, which ones to choose from, I'm going to go over the ones that I think are relevant, the ones that people gravitate to initially as soon as they get started, and how in the long run it can actually impact you in a negative way. So without further ado, how do you choose an exchange? So that's probably the first question to ask yourself, right? Well, first of all, it's geographical. So is it accepted in your country? That's the number one thing, right? There's no point in me showing you the best exchange in the world. If your country doesn't accept it, it does you no good. The other thing to do is the payment methods. How can you transfer money to this exchange? And how fast, and what are the fees involved? The next thing is fees. When you buy, sell, what are the fees involved? And what is the verification process? How do you get verified on the exchange? How do you get verified for the next steps if you're looking to transfer large sums of money? And then the supported coins. And I think that there is really, really important because again, could be the best exchange in the world, ticks all your boxes, and then boom, it doesn't support the coin that you want or the coins that you want. And sometimes one exchange will have a coin before another. If we look at, for example, Coinbase, they still don't have VeChain on there. And so you find yourself frustrated and you got to open up another account to get some VeChain if you want VeChain. And by the way, you should get VeChain. Now, without further ado, let's get into the exchanges that I use, the exchanges that I have used in the past, and my experience with them. And as always, it is one man's opinion or one serpent's opinion. It's not, the gospel. And I do recommend that you do your own research and that you do check them all out and, see which one works best for you. Now, in Australia, I don't know why, but when we type exchanges in Australia, CoinSpot comes up first, and a lot of you will gravitate to CoinSpot first. And when I started, CoinSpot was the one. I didn't care. I didn't even look at the fees, to be honest, when I first started. I just thought, okay, it's Australian, looks good, I'm gonna go with that one. Bad thing to do. You gotta look at the fees, you gotta look at the charges, you gotta look at security, you gotta look at everything, right? Now, from a security point of view, it's a solid exchange. Very, very easy to use. Super, super practical, really simple to use. And to be honest, if you don't care about fees and you're just simply looking for something really simple that you can use, customer support is actually not that bad. And for me, look, it's worked. It's worked for a long time. When you register, you can also get yourself a referral link and you can get $10 for everyone that you refer. They do have a very good, clean website. When you go in there, it's very nice and simple to use. And there are bundles which you can also purchase. So you can actually go in here and you can say, the top 3 coins by market capitalization, top 10 coins by market cap, all Bitcoin forks listed on CoinSpot, gold and silver on the blockchain, the top DeFi project listed on CoinSpot. So you can actually buy the pack. And I find that really, really useful. So if you're a beginner, definitely check out CoinSpot. Now, the other Australian one, which many Australians go towards is Swift TX. And SwiftTX, from a fees point of view, is a lot cheaper than your CoinSpot. So that could be a very, very important reason why you might choose to go with this one. Now, again, when it comes to creating an account, verifying it, sending a deposit and start trading, it is a very straightforward process. And the fees are cheaper than CoinSpot. So again, if you're looking for something simple, not too complicated, Australian, then this could be a great choice for you. And really, what you're looking for when opening up an exchange or opening up an account is really the simplicity aspect. Now, I do like that they use Trustpilot for their reviews, and they've got some fantastic reviews and really, really, really strong customer care. So reality is that's really what you look for. Like, you're not looking for the world, right? You're looking for, can I speak or get help when I need it, and is it secure? And it definitely does that. You can check out the fees page as well. It comes up with what are the fees, what are the deposit fees, what are the trading fees, and what are the withdrawal fees as well. So when you go to get out, how does it work? the average spread and all that. So pretty good option if you are in Australia. Would I go with SwiftTX over CoinSpot? I probably would if I were you. Now, for me personally, I find that there is nothing better and simpler than Crypto.com. And that is, for me, as the app itself is fantastic. The customer care from them, and I know that this is quite a little bit controversial because some people, especially in the United States, haven't had like in my comments they tell me no, the customer care hasn't been the best. For me personally, it's been fantastic, and I find that you can actually get things at true cost. And for me, this is a really important aspect, right? Not to mention the staking component of the Crypto.com. As an app, it doesn't get any better in terms of simplicity, usability, customer care. For me, it ticks all the boxes. And if I had an opportunity to go back right at the beginning when I first started, and instead of going with CoinSpot, I would have gone with Crypto.com. But as you do, you learn, you evolve, you adapt, and I found Crypto.com a little bit later on. And for me, it's been fantastic. The other thing as well is the aspect of staking and earning interest. So while I've mentioned the other two platforms, the Australian platforms, this one, from a staking point of view and staking stable coins, it does not get any easier. You literally go on the app, you click a few buttons, and away you go. May I remind you, throughout this video, I haven't mentioned it yet, that please turn on all security levels, two-factor authentication, everything. Anything you can turn it on, because it is so important. But for me, I find Crypto.com an amazing ecosystem, so simple to use, and I think long term you're going to see Crypto.com around for a very long time, as I believe what they're looking to achieve and the mission they're looking to do is very large. NFTs are available on it as well, and you can actually use your cryptocurrency just like with your normal Visa card, and there are different benefits as well with it. So when you are on Crypto.com, you can actually then, depending on how much you got in it, you can actually choose which card you have, the Midnight Blue, Ruby Steel, Royal, Frosted Rose, or the Obsidian? I can't even pronounce that word, but that is the top package, with 8% rewards. Now, from an exchange point of view, this wouldn't be a video about exchanges without mentioning Binance. Now, Binance is the biggest, is the largest. It does have Australian support on ground in most cities in Australia. Online customer support for me when it comes to Binance.com is really probably the factor that makes me talk about it a little bit later on in the video. And I do have another option which I think I'm going to be sharing with you next, which I think is better than Binance. But being the biggest, the largest, people tend to gravitate towards it. Now, from a user experience, as a brand new person, you need almost like a uni degree to go through it, right? It is not straightforward. It is not user-friendly. It's pretty difficult to navigate and get around. And generally what I tend to find in the comments and people privately asking me is, I signed up with Binance, what's an easier one? What's an easier, simpler option? And if I had to go from a simplicity point of view, again, I would go with Crypto.com as from a simplicity aspect as number one. Download the app, you can see the coin, boom, purchase and go. And from an Australian point of view, then SwiftTX would be the option. But Binance does have over 200 coins, and so it has a lot of coins. It is available worldwide, and so there are many aspects to Binance. And like I said, there are people on ground in almost every city in Australia. But for me, I just find, the customer support is just not quite there compared to OKEX. Now, OKEX, you may have seen previously, about a couple of weeks ago now, I mentioned about OKEX, and it is a gigantic ecosystem. Simplicity is right up there from a day trading point of view. If you're looking to go long, short, there are many options around with it as well. And if I had to go between Bitcoin, Binance and OKEX, I would go OKEX, which is something that I have done personally. And again, it's not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, and I do recommend for you to check all of them and how to go through all of them as well. From an earn perspective, you can get 15.33% on your stable coin as well with the USDT on a flexible rate. So you're not having to be on there for long term. From a trading point of view, you got your basic trading, and then you got your margin trading, which is a little bit more advanced. Very simple to use interface. And also from a trading data point of view, you have a lot of analytics and a lot of features that the platform actually provides. And that I find to me very, very useful. There is a lot to it, and really this video is about beginners. And would you go with OKEX over Binance? Myself personally, yes. But overall, once again, just to go back to the point of this video, which is simplicity, for me, it doesn't get any simpler than Crypto.com. And again, one man's opinion. If you're in America, you can't go past Coinbase, right? It's the biggest, it's the largest. It recently went on the exchange, on the stock exchange. It is a monster. Again, customer care may not necessarily be the best, and you do also have the option of Coinbase Pro as well. But I'd love to know in the comments, which one do you think? What have you gravitated to? What mistakes have you made in the past with exchanges, and how did that impact your journey in the crypto space? Because ultimately, fees, I'm usually the kind of person that, when I want to do something, and especially when I first got into crypto, I just rushed into it. And I think everybody rushes in, but I think, if I had to look back at the fees that I spent on CoinSpot compared to what I could have saved with something like a Crypto.com, it does add up. And that to me is why I thought I'd make the video, and I'd love your user participation feedback. If you like these videos, enjoy these videos, let me know what information I can get out of my brain into YouTube so I can help you and guide you. And as always, if you did learn something new today, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. As always, thank you so very much for the love, passion that you show the channel, and I look forward to see you on the next one.